I got sound now. How about now?
Yeah,
Yes, there we go.
I am also live.
Hello.
Hi.
Who are you?
Hi, I'm Paul.
Hi, Paul.
You might remember me from previous streams.
Yeah, it's true. And hi, I'm JJ. Um, uh, well, I'm also on this stream pretty regularly on Thursdays. Um, so Paul and I just kind of come together and hack on some Kubernetes and or computery things. Um, and today's going to be a relatively quick stream because I've just been informed that I can't be here this whole time. That's not a big deal because I think we can probably get. So I think we can finish off our stream thing from the last stream, which was we were playing around with Atlantis.
All right, refresher.
Paul,
What's Atlantis?
yeah, I was just about to ask that. Um, Atlantis is a way to do terraform calls to a cloud using typical Git apps on GitHub. So what we've done is we found a a Helm chart that deploys Atlantis into vanilla Kubernetes. We hooked it up to a repository that should run the Terraform plan, which it started to and actually got going, but we ran into some secrets problems. And if you watched it last time, you saw that basically we're running into a problem with secrets. And we need to create a secret and then get the Helm chart to see the secret so it can inject it to get it to start being able to talk to IBM Cloud in this case. And I think that's exactly where we were, if I remember correctly.
I will believe you. I had to leave just before it finished, so I missed out on the last few things you did. So I'll have to take your words on it.
It was pretty cool. I was actually really impressed with how far we ended up on it. We just didn't quite stick the landing, and I think we can today. So let's give this a shot.
I feel like that's kind of the general theme of our stream. Didn't quite stick the landing.
Yep, didn't quite stick the landing. So let me move to side by side. So if you haven't seen it before, this is Atlantis actually on the internet right now. We have it running on a Kubernetes cluster and these things called locks. So you create a lock on a Terraform plan repo, which I'll bring up here in a second. So you do all your pushes through there. So the idea is that all your code, all your Terraform plans are inside of a GitHub repository and everything's driven by PRs. So let me give me a second here and I will bring up the repo that we're working on. If I was smart, I would have already done this, but I'm not smart. So, you know, here we go. So as you can see here, we have a pull request already built. As you can see here, 7 days ago, we got some errors here, which is expected. I got to the point of here where this variable API key is the problem. So Terraform gets really, really angry. And also, by the way, you have to specify the version of Terraform. That's something else we didn't recognize when we were working together. The Helm chart has a bunch of builds of Terraform for different versions. And the default version of Terraform pulls in version 14, I believe, which isn't supported by Atlantis because, you know, why would that ever be useful? Right. So I actually had to pin it to 13.5, which is the newest version that Atlantis supports and has the what's it called? Give me a second here. Has the provider? No. The versions. Here we go. It has this required providers line, which is a little bit annoying. So there's, from what I can tell, inside the industry right now, there's pretty much 3 different versions of Terraform. if you actually look at it like at core, there's version 12, which was the legacy version that's out there. Version 13 is kind of halfway between using these required providers and being able to pull directly from the HashiCorp registry, and version 14, which deprecates a bunch of crap from version 12 that was just a bad way of doing things. So it seems that they're trying to, this is just my empirical evidence here. I don't have any like actual words from Hashi or anything, but from what I've seen is that version 14 is them trying to get to version 1, where they've gotten rid of all the cruft that was of the bad ways of doing things. And version 14 is like, okay, this is actually getting really close to what we want to do as 1.0 release. Does that make sense?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, at least that's how I'm seeing this,
Gotcha.
because I had to play with 3 different versions of it, of Terraform, and it's very obvious that it's a generational progression of like, oh, we've learned that people don't want to interpolate things with like dollar,
right,
early braces anymore. Like it bitches at you for it, right? Like you're like, this is gonna be this isn't possible anymore. Get rid of me, kind of thing. And it's just those little things here and there you kind of see as the progression moves forward. Anyway, I'm babbling.
Let's keep going. Are.
Okay, so so if you bring up the value secret, or hang on, NS, we want to be in Atlantis. Okay. So if you look in this values.yaml, this is the core of the problem. Hopefully people can read this. I'll make it a little bit bigger there. So what we ended up doing is we ended up injecting TF-var variables. Remember that? We're trying to figure out how to get variables going. And what you actually need to do is you can't just do name values TF-vars.
Okay.
You actually have to create a secret, and that's a secret key ref with the variable in front and in it, so it references that secret. Does it make sense?
Well, yes and no. So when you set this environment secrets, it's basically adding secrets to the kube manifest. And so that secret can be of the form name secret key ref, or it can simply be name and value. Both are valid.
When I was messing with it the other day, it could not find the TF-var name. And it was because it was looking for this secret key ref thing. So we can walk through it, and it'll make sense here in a second.
Show me, because that doesn't fully compute for me.
Okay, so let's just go with the first one here of value, right?
Yep.
So I'm probably going to show some secrets. I'll go ahead and just delete the keys after the fact. So if I come over here to Atlantis, TF, and then this is actually how I had to pin the specific version of Terraform for Atlantis. I had to create that in Atlantis.yaml. If I go into the main.tf file, TF-var. Fuck, what was it? Local base name. Sorry, I'm catching myself up here. Okay, so that's not it. Vim versions? No.
Yeah, it's something. There was a. I think I added in the. Did you have a TF-vars file at one point?
No, I don't think so. This is also how you had to make sure that it was at least running 13.5. Remember that for a fact. Provider. Oh, here we go. This is what it was. This var API key. So if we take all this away, right? And then I create the variable of API key. So you can do what? So in theory, the original thought was, go ahead, hold on, give me 2 seconds.
Okay, yep.
TF-var API key, and then I'll put the API key here, which obviously I'm not going to do on screen here in a second. The idea would be this environment. This is environmental secrets. It's not actually variables, which is a little bit annoying. Oops. So let me go ahead and move this over here real quick and put this secret in here, and then I'll save it. Go ahead.
Before you do that, can you just bring that back? I just want to point something out. Now, see where you've got your variable IBM Cloud API key, and you're setting that to default a variable API key. You should either just set your default as a blank string, or you should not have a default, because you already have the variable name IBM Cloud API key to set in TFVAR. So you could be doing TFVAR IBM Cloud API key and skip this extra layer of variable interpolation.
Okay, yeah, no, I have no problem with deleting that to default line. That's fine.
So you can get rid of that.
You
can get rid of that variable below as well.
I don't think that'll work, but
yeah, because you
think you have to declare that. No, you have to declare it's a variable.
Yeah.
Try that.
Just chill. So you already have the variable. It's called IBM Cloud API key. So your environment secret should be TF-var IBM Cloud API key. And then
interesting.
Here it should be,
API
Otherwise, you're not even using this variable you already set.
Interesting. No, I hadn't thought of that. Okay, my bad. I got it now. So then this becomes IBM Cloud API key. Oh, okay. I'm with you now. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me move this over here real quick. And then put this. Oh, come on. Really, Zoom? Why are you being a dick?
Hey, why don't you just set a variable that's wrong? That way we can show it, and you can show through the process and show where it is using the wrong variable, and then we can fix it and hide it.
Oh, well, I already did it.
Right.
Okay. So, and then we'll come back over here, quit or X. So get add period, get status, get commit, fixing variables. Okay. And then upgrade Helm Atlantis upgrade. There we go. I saw this problem. There we go. Upgrade failed.
Okay.
Executing.
So let's have a look at the. See, this is one of the reasons I didn't want to put the real secret in there. Because I would like to do the Helm template and see if we can like actually see what it's put there.
Okay, give me a second. Oops. Yeah, all right. Here you go.
All right. So just put in just put in some random string so we know that it's put something in there. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So now just do a Helm template and output it to a file somewhere. You'll still want to do the dash values, but don't do secret values. Dash F, dude.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if dash values works, but dash F is always what I do.
Oh, that makes sense. Didn't like it.
Yeah, so now do dash debug. Wait. Wait a... Nil pointer evaluating interface blah dot name. Okay, go ahead and change the secret. So it's a shame they've templated it this way because they've kind of made it less extensible. Because normally when you do additional secrets and additional config maps like this, you literally just take this block and put it straight in the template without modifying it. Whereas it looks like they're actually looking at the variables themselves.
So we need to create a secret, but we also put the key in here as the secret.
So whatever the key in the secret is, so you could just give it the same. Yeah.
Like that.
Okay. Yeah. And then you can do kubectl. Do you have a good template?
Oh, okay.
We can just kubectl create secret. The secret name, then opaque. No, I don't think you wanted capital for opaque. I'm not sure what matters, but I think that's right. And then you do dash dash. No. Okay, just do create secret and hit enter and see what it tells you. Oh, generic. That's right. You do generic, and that gives you an opaque secret because computers. You can't have underscores. Yeah. But think about this as a set of like a generic secret. So I would maybe do like tf-vars because this is where you're going to put all your tf-vars, right?
Okay.
No caps, please.
Like that?
Yep. But don't hit enter yet. And then do space dash dash from literal. There's a dash between from and literal. And then do open quote, key name. No, not literally key name, like the name of the key. So it was like, was it IBM API key, whatever, equals, and the actual value you want to set. So in this case, just set like some random password, whatever. Yep, that works. And hit enter. So now do a kgetsecret -o on that. -o YAML, of course. Yeah, so assuming that that's what it wants. So now you want to update your values to look at the tf-vars secret.
Okay.
Yep. So this looks good. So you should be able to now do the Helm upgrade.
Shouldn't I put the actual key in there?
Well, let's just see if it works.
Okay. Yeah, okay, good point. $209.
All right. Oh, there's a extra space.
Like that?
That's better. Okay, so it's not liking something here, so maybe their docs are wrong. So at this point, we need to actually look at that template and see what it's trying to do. So you're probably, we didn't pull down the chart, did we? So if you do Helm fetch Atlantis, run Atlantis. And hit enter to see what happens. I think that'll fetch it as a tarball. Just need to untar that. Right, and then you can look at the templates stateful set. And then what was the name of the variable? Something secrets.
secret key ref.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, we're looking for the actual name of the list that you're putting into values. So just look at the values file. Oh, environment secrets. All right. So that's the key we want to look for.
Okay.
And then we can see how the template's being formed.
Oh, there we go. That was it, wasn't it? Environment. There we go.
All right. So
it doesn't like this.
okay. So you've got name, and then secret key ref, and then do you want to open them side by side? This is where if you were using code with SSH, it would be super easy to debug this. All right, so we've got the environment secrets list, and we're doing a range over that list. And so when you do a range, you get a dot notation for like this, the start of the key, right? So dot name should be valid. I think. Oh, interesting. I think they've actually done it wrong here. Let me think. Oh, actually, even easier. If you go back to, so I think there's something funky with their template, but they've got a second way of doing it. So if you go back to the environment secrets in the stateful set template, where you were.
Okay, give me a second. There you go.
All
this
right.
one?
So I think instead of this, if you use the load n from secrets, see below it? And so if you comment out the line above it and uncomment the first two lines, yeah, and then change secret 1 to be TF vars, then comment out that whole environment secrets section. And then grab that in the environment secrets, the name, so TF var blah, blah, blah key, copy that section, just the TF var through key section. Have you done that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now jump out and we want to paste that into, we'll edit the secret that we created. So, okay, edit secret TFRs. And change that key to be the thing you just pasted. Yep. Perfect. Hang on. Edit that one more time.
Secret?
Yeah. Oh, I guess that is base64 encoded. It just looks really short because it's a small string. Okay, never mind. So try this Helm upgrade again. Whoa. Line 217. That's super useful. Okay, so this is like, oh,
should it be farther over?
It should be fully to the left, yes.
Yeah.
But we're not even using that. You commented that whole section. Oh, go back out. You need to set it back to being an empty list. Yep, that's it.
Yep.
So, yeah, perfect. Oh, come on.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even using that. What is... all right, so we may need to fix their template and then install from your local directory where we've got it. Because this is now super valid. So let me think. So Helm, I'm just going to quickly, while you're there, I'm going to quickly Google for Helm range example.
Oh, hey, Sammy. Sorry if you're still here. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the chat. Let's see if you're still here. Yes, you are. Cool. Yeah, so Atlantis is basically a way to do terraform via pull requests. So if you go to run atlantis.io, I'll put this in the chat too for you. Here we go. So, oops, not that. Copy. There we go. Basically, it's a way to run Terraform via GitHub. So you pull up a pull request, and then it actually runs Terraform locally with the keys and all, and then actually sees that it comes out how you want to, and then kicks off the build. So you basically have a way so you can communicate with your team through pull requests to make changes to infrastructure as code. We found a Helm chart to run this on Kubernetes. So we can now have Kubernetes, cluster sit there and just basically poll and wait till we make changes, and then have a robot do the work for us instead of one of us. This allows us to have the stateful sets and all on a centralized machine, and then it makes the changes for us so we can work through, pull requests like we normally do. It's really, really powerful. If you go through the guide here and the getting started, which I'll throw in the chat also here, it is super powerful, and you see the power of it very quickly. But we were trying to just get it working on Kubernetes because that's the challenge. And we have a Helm chart, and the Helm chart's, for all intents and purposes, busted. And we're trying to debug that right now. Hopefully I answered your question. If you have any more, don't hesitate to post more in the chat. Thanks.
All right.
Did you send me something?
No.
No? Okay.
So I'm super confused what's going on. So our environment secrets is an empty list, and load n from secrets is a list with one key, oh. Is that?
Excuse me.
Is that load n from secrets? Yeah, this is totally fine. Okay, so let's have a look at Atlantis. Stateful set. Secrets. So I feel like we could do this. If, actually, this should be okay, because if it's an empty list, it shouldn't be set.
Yeah, the range is 0, right?
Right. So home upgrade. We're definitely getting the right files here. Okay, and the error is at the .secret keyref name and at 130. So let's make sure we're looking at the right place. 130. Yeah. So just for the sake of getting through this, I'm going to do that. This is valid. Now, you know what? We can always restore it from where it was. Right, and then we're going to do this. So it's going to use it from the file system instead of upstream chart. And that is going to work. So now if we do a k get stateful set, let's just do a k edit stateful set on Atlantis. And we look for secret. What was the name of the key? Was it API? Oh, the API underscore
IBM Cloud API key. TFRs, there you go, secret reference, yes. TFRs.
All right, so this is doing n from secret ref TFR. So anything in that, the keys and values just become environment variables.
Perfect.
Right, and so if we look at that, at the secret, k edit secret, that is TFR. So that's correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now what you can do is change that to string. Oh. Like that.
That's great to hear, Sammy. It's good to see that you're using Google to your advantage there. Believe it or not, most of development work is just Googling things. It truly is. They make it a joke, but it's true. It's just looking at other people's code and trying to plug it all together to make something else happen.
You know, what's the saying? Good developers copy, great developers paste.
That's true. That's good.
So speaking of pasting, why don't you drag this window somewhere else and paste your actual key in here and save it?
Do I need a base64 it?
So I changed the field to string data instead of data, and that should allow you to not, well, there goes moving it somewhere. So it's, oh, never mind. I'm looking at it on my screen, which,
yeah, there you go. There you go.
I was about to freak out. Dude, you just showed everybody. So now you could do the get again, but don't, because someone could just base 64 and grab it. But I think we're good. So now if you do a k get,
we need to push it out again, don't we?
Well, I mean,
No.
that would be, yeah, you do. No, we edited the secret.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is k get stateful set. And then you want to do k rollout restart stateful set Atlantis. And that'll restart the thing, which should get it to pick up the new secret. So if you look, the pod is terminating. Finish terminating because it's stateful set. It'll and it's only one. It'll fully terminate before it creates a new one.
Yeah, your window's too big. I can't see it.
Oh, yeah. Way to blame me. Normally, my window's too small for you.
It's true. Got to work on that size, my friend. Nope. I see running. 0 of 1. That was weird.
All right. Why don't you drive?
Okay, there we go.
All right. So now if you look at the GUI, hopefully you'll see something new. You'll see a lock, I guess, maybe?
No, because we haven't actually created anything. So what
Okay.
we need to do is go over here. And then I believe it's terraform plan is the command we need. Or Atlantis plan, I believe is what I need. There we go. Just thinking about it.
Whoa. Okay, so I just ran Stern Atlantis in the tmux, and you can kind of see as it's working.
Yep.
Successfully ran.
Here. Okay, let's go up. Something didn't break.
Oh boy.
Oh, there it is again. Okay. So no valuable for.
Yeah, we need to push the change up.
Didn't I?
No, I don't think we pushed the change up.
Oh, well, that'll do it. Whoopsie. Just thinking about it.
Right. Oh, you didn't do a signed off by.
I know. I defaulted that to all my repos now, just to shame me into doing it the right way. Though having my .git message have everything inside of it already has made my life significantly easier.
Yeah.
It's taking longer, so this could actually mean it's actually working.
If only there was a way we could watch it in progress.
I know, right? I know. There's the lock right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang. Oh,
What?
No way. All right. So let's actually see this.
Right. So then do you merge?
So to apply this, it's the lock is still there.
Okay.
So if I want to apply it, I do Atlantis apply, and it'll apply it and create the resources so we can actually see them on IBM Cloud. Let me go ahead and just prove to everybody that it's not actually there, that I'm not cheating. If you saw...
JJ cheat, that's impossible.
I know, right? It should be... This should be spin up... Oh, it's going to spin up a Kubernetes cluster. Shit, this wasn't the one I wanted. So it should spin up a Kubernetes cluster in its own VPC. That's the most important part, right? And if I come over here to IBM Cloud and go into VPC infrastructure, there should be no VPCs here. VPC layouts. That shouldn't be there.
That's fine, but I think you've named the new one test, so it should show up as a different thing.
Perfect.
I think that's what I saw, right?
Yeah, I think so. VPC created. Public, cost instance, random. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and apply this. And then
now I'm a little bit curious. You do apply in the pull request?
Yes. So the idea is that
go ahead.
The idea is that everything is shown up in the pull request, right? So it outputs all the output there, and you have a long living narrative of the changes you've made. So you just run the command over there. And the idea is that we're supposed to have a second person to look at this, right? Like if you go back to the you go back to
I guess my point though is, wouldn't you want that apply to happen after you've merged the pull request?
So when you merge it, that's when the lock gets removed. By you merging it, saying that, yes, this is good and everything I expect, then you, when you merge it, it removes the lock, and then anyone can use Atlantis again. Right now, if you decide to put a PR in that repo, it'll say, hey, this is locked. There's someone already working on this. And then when you merge it, then the lock is removed.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It kind of does. Like, I understand the workflow, but what that means is your master branch in your repo doesn't reflect reality.
Correct.
That's not the standard GitOps like workflow way of doing things. So normally the apply would happen if you like cut a release or you cut a specific named branch or something. So this is just a bit of a weird way of doing the workflow.
I agree. Like in the purest sense of the way, you're absolutely right. But for whatever reason,
no, go ahead. Finish up what you're saying.
For whatever reason, if you walk through it and really, if you adhere to their weirdness, it makes a lot of sense because it's a gatekeeper. That's what it boils down to. Nobody can run Terraform anymore apart from Atlantis, or the theory is, right? And all the code is put into, it gets merged into master after you are done with what you want. Like I just applied the PR, but it's still locked master. Like you can check it out and do stuff, but you can't merge anything into it, or you can't use Atlantis to make any changes until I've merged my PR in to become the state of what the world is.
Here's the thing. While you're working on this PR, I could merge something else into master. And whatever that change wouldn't be reflected when you do the Atlantis apply here.
True, but you can't run Atlantis if you did that upstream merge before me. Because right now the lock is only on this PR. So Atlantis will not run anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. So the problem is Atlantis is the gatekeeper for it actually being deployed, but it's not the gatekeeper for making sure that things aren't changed from under you in Git.
Correct.
So and that's this just comes across as a dangerous way of doing this, being pull request based versus being merge based or some other trigger.
No, I totally get what you're saying. And the idea is you're supposed to use, two pairs of eyes to look at this stuff, to see the changes and keep in order. Like it requires some rigor. You're absolutely right on that.
Right. But yeah, it requires some rigor, and it requires rigor in a way that I haven't seen other tools require it.
Okay.
And so just having the muscle memories to use the right workflow isn't obvious to people that have already been doing some form of CI/CD or GitOps.
Agreed. You do have to do a little mental gymnastics to get your head around it. That is absolutely true. All right. So this actually could take a very long time because it's spinning up a Kubernetes cluster. I thought I put the VM one, but I didn't. But as you see here now in VPCs, we have 2 VPCs here, which was where was it?
I think it was all like known after reply.
God, of course it is.
Even know.
Yeah.
But if you do a Stern, you'll probably see it as it's running the Terraform.
Not really.
Maybe not. So where is Terraform being run?
Inside this container.
Why isn't it showing up in the logs?
That's a great question.
Is there like a sidecar container, or is there no one of one?
Yeah. Don't actually know.
It doesn't show you anything in the actual Atlantis GUI?
Apart from this lock being on it, no.
Okay. It must be logging stuff, and it's just also logging other stuff. Go back to your Stern. And I want to actually scroll back and see.
That's it right there.
As apply, setting apply.
Oh, verbose false. Maybe that's it. That was the problem.
I mean, you shouldn't need to say verbose to be able to see it should be showing you the output of the apply as it's happening.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like set and forget. Hopefully it worked.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Now, I think you've got a hard finish at the top of the hour, right?
Yeah, I do, unfortunately.
So let's have a talk about, because I think we're as far as we'll get. We might finish the apply maybe, but we're as far as we're going to get change-wise. So let's talk a little bit about what we saw. So I might quickly go and just say it's an interesting concept doing GitOps for your Terraform and doing it as a Kubernetes controller. I feel like the way it's executed is
janky.
It's a bit janky. It's not ideal. It's not intuitive to how most people do GitOps or CI/CD in general on this. Like I could see when you do a pull request, doing a plan to make sure that the plan works. I could see doing a apply to a non-prod environment and making sure it can actually apply. But I feel like if it's controlling your prod environment from pull requests, that's asking for trouble. Especially if you think about, say, your 12-factor, right? Which is, one of the 12-factor is having a singular code base. So in theory, if you're following that, you would have your Terraform and your microservice code in the same repo. And so now you're gating changes to your code via Terraform, via this.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
So that comes across as a little weird. And that goes back to it should only be doing things on like cutting releases and stuff, because then it wouldn't be getting that. So I feel like this is definitely was designed for like an ops team that just does the ops portion of it and has
like,
Terraform repos.
Like a small 5-person ops team that all sit in the same room together, that they can work very closely to one another. Or I
Right.
mean, they don't have to be in the same room, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like for an enterprise of like 30 teams that run operations or whatever.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
definitely interesting. I think if they were to really embrace the more standard GitOps flows, and allow you to say, okay, only do this when I create a release or whatever your preferred way of triggering your final like GitOps deploy is, it would be a lot more interesting. But as it sits right now, I couldn't see myself using it.
I respect that. Cool.
Well, what are your thoughts? Do you have contrary thoughts?
In the grand scheme of things, I guess it feels like I agree. It feels like it's designed for very small ops teams that are just they needed a gate in front of their Terraform providers and the Terraform code base. And if it was a social contract that only you do changes through Atlantis and own the workflow that it exists there, and the social contracts agreed upon, I see some power inside of it. But again, if you have one bad actor that pushes something upstream, or for that matter, just runs a Terraform apply on top of everything, they could nuke everything being created. Right. If you don't have your Terraform more robust, I guess is the right word for it. Like, say, for instance, if you have like a Terraform plan that spins up 3 Kubernetes clusters, right? But it doesn't put it in a VPC or anything like that. It's just like 3 random ones out there. Homeboy can come along and smack those down really easily if they decided to not go through the Atlantis process. So I could see, like, janky is the right word for it, because it requires a lot more social contract than code. Like, it makes me feel kind of like Garrett, kind of like how Garrett with the gating in front of Garrett was and with Zool, right? Or I guess Zool is a better example, a better word for it. It feels kind of like what Zool was back when we were in the OpenStack days, where everyone agreed the social contract is that Zool owns everything, so that's fine. And then this is like the generation of them trying to figure out how to use Terraform to kind of do that kind of same process. I don't know. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. I think my biggest concern is, like, if you're using Git, then your main branch should be your source of truth. Agreed. And what's happening here is, for some period of time, your main branch is behind your source of truth, and your source of truth is a pull request.
Yeah,
and that's
a little weird.
That is super weird for me.
That is a little weird. I agree. Like, walking through it with you, you're right. I see where you're coming from now, and yeah, that is a little weird. Oh, it's fine. Hey, that's the point of these streams, right?
Right.
To kind of just play around the technology, see where it comes in. We see the warts. We got it to work. Yeah. And we got it to work how it's supposed to.
Yeah, and look, if I had a personal project that needed a little bit of infrastructure, it was just me working on it, this might be something I would reach for. Although I would also wonder why I would use this and not GitHub Actions.
Do they have Terraform plans in GitHub Actions?
I mean, you can do anything in GitHub Actions, right? You just need an image with Terraform in it, and then set up the workflows to do the bits you want. So it would be a bunch of extra upfront work, but I don't see anything in this that you couldn't do with GitHub Actions.
Wait, I wrote an article on how to do this, come to think of it. I actually have a blog post on how to do GitHub Actions with Terraform.
Classic JJ. Yeah. So now what would be interesting actually is doing this as a stream using GitHub Actions, and sort of looking at the differences. And maybe doing that, we'll see some pros to doing it this way. Or maybe we'll just see that maybe this is a superfluous tool that is like an interesting proof of concept, an interesting tool, but perhaps not super necessary.
Yep. Here it is. I found the article. I'll put it in the chat.
Cool.
I completely forgot about this. I was like, oh, that sounds really familiar. All right. Well,
Cool. All right. Well, let's call it a stream. So let's
Yeah.
go ahead and hit the end stream button. Thank you all for watching.
yes. Bye.
All right, I'm done.